Welcome back to Bonanza Disc Golf and to a kind of colder Florida day. Probably just because it's like 9 a.m. But today we only need 2 discs. Oh my gosh, I need to organize all my crap. We have a couple discs back there. But today we're gonna be taking a look at the Birdie Disc Golf Supply All-Weather Marvel, which is their soft blend plastic. They also come in Huck Lab stamps and they sent me one of each out. They're actually sponsoring this video, so if you wanna pick one up, there are links down in the description, but they don't get to tell me anything that I get to say in the review. I just gotta put the links in the description. But what's interesting about these discs is they just won the Disc Golf Reviewer 2022 World Series of Putters. So at least somebody who's in disc golf media is saying that these are the best putters of 2022. So I kinda wanna see. But first, this plastic, I tried them in their premium as well as their base plastic. This, I much prefer to their base because it's much more grippy, especially when it's colder out. But even when it was warmer, it's like not too pliable. It's just grippy without being pliable, which is a really nice blend of plastic. If you've never seen these before, they're a little bit deep. They're pretty comfortable to throw, but they have an interesting rim here where it curves in and then kind of has a similar angle to what you'll see normally at the bottom of harps or zones. We're gonna be playing 9 holes here at what is actually a USDA center, which is kind of interesting. It's called Canopy Disc Golf Course. But before we get on out there, let's just give them a couple quick throws down this gap, see how they fly flat and then hyzer. Slightly nose up. Okay, its numbers are 2301, so it does fly similar to that. I was just interested to see if the base plastic made it less stable. I think they're gonna fly pretty true to the numbers, which is what I thought in the first review as well, so that'll be interesting. As always with these bag hitter bidets, if I'm not able to beat par with just these discs, I am gonna be giving them away, but since I have 2 of them, if I get even par, I'll give 1 away. If I'm over par, I'll give them both away. Just gonna get a quick warm up in here. But honestly, as I'm warming up, one thing that I did want to mention was I've seen some comments recently that there's been a lot of like bag hitter bidets and disc reviews. I definitely want to acknowledge it, like that has been the case, and those have just been easy videos for me to be able to make, and they're interesting and they tend to do well, so I've been making a decent bit of them. Come the new year, there'll definitely still be disc reviews, just not at the velocity that they've been coming out this month in December. I have a lot more training content being planned, and a lot of that's just because I want to be authentic with my journey with you guys, and if I haven't been doing a lot of training, then I don't want to put out videos about training or getting better at disc golf if I'm not actually doing it. There's a couple new series that I have planned, some with more people, some just with myself. A lot of it just depends on who I'm able to get on the channel. But that being said, make sure you do your warm-ups because I have been neglecting those before. Try not to anymore. Gonna feel a lot better about my throws. Also, silly, they put this whole big brush pile right in the fairway. All right, hole 1, straight up the gut. It looks pretty far. It looks like maybe 250 to 300. I don't have my bag, so I don't have my rangefinder. I don't know which one I want to throw. They're both the same weight and everything. Probably the white one. I'm trying to think of which one will actually show up better on camera in the woods. Probably more stable of a putter than I'd want to throw here. I probably want to throw something a little flippier, but I think if we hit it hard and on a touch of anhyzer in the middle of the gap, it shouldn't turn too much, stable out, and come back. That's why I said to put it in the middle of the gap. All right. Didn't bring a mini, but I have my lens cap, so we'll be using that because I want to see if there's any damage off the jump. See slightly right up here because like a softer plastic is more like a baser plastic. The big thing is it doesn't look warped because I hate a warped disc. It doesn't feel like it can get warped super easily because it feels like a soft plastic that is firm. I don't know if that makes sense. Like it feels soft, it feels like it's got good touch, but it also feels like it's gonna take a lot to actually hurt it. Just the simple upshot, we could just do simple backhand, but I wanna see how these hold forehand. Oh. Just a little lower, that's in. That was right over the basket. I'm glad we were by my van because it is dewy on the ground. Nice, nice. We'll just get by with this. Should we go Robbie C and just throw the towel in the butt? This is a par 3. It says 302 feet to the basket down there, but it looks like it's 450 feet. I'm gonna have to like UNIS this as we get out there. It still calls it a par 3, so we're gonna play it like a par 3, but that just means we're gonna have to have one placement shot, which is an anhyzer through this gap, and then just a second up shot because I'm not gonna try to kill myself to get down there. Smoothly into a tree. It's kind of funny because it looks like they elongated this course as it compares to U-Disc to make it more interesting, but that just made it much more difficult for the putter only rounds. Since these do have that stability, I'm actually gonna try to lean into that instead of fighting against it and throw an anhyzer shot that flexes out towards the basket. Yeah, that still has to be like 250, 300 feet out. All right, just a big anhyzer shot. Keep the nose down. Should be able to get down there for a putt, and that's where these guys excel, and it's in the putter department. All right, didn't quite give it enough height, but that should be inside the circle. All right, looks like we're just inside the circle. And I was looking a little bit more at what the World Series of Putters thing was, and it looked like it was actually for like putting putters, which makes a lot of sense because these guys definitely are throwers and they can be good throwers. It's just is a little bit specific of a slot, which is a slightly stable, non-glidey putter. And a lot of people prefer like approach discs for this category because they feel like they can rip into them a little bit more. This does have a lot more touch than those, and it can be really good for a lot of people, but I'd say it's similar to a Warden, just slightly more stable, slightly less glidey. But especially in this soft blend, the putting on these, it's apparently what did it for the person who did those other reviews. I mean, they feel very good in the putt. The way that I personally putt is with my finger kind of on this lip here. And what's nice is they have this downward edge. So if you do putt like this, you have another spot to put it that honestly for me feels more comfortable than normal. Like I normally don't putt with that grip, and I just putt with that grip because I wanted to see if I was lying to myself. I don't get as good grip with it, but I think because those have that little lip there, they do very well. I have a dog coming over to me. Hey bud, what's going on? How are you? Hey, you just got Frisbees. So I can definitely see why. And if you're looking to try out a new putting putter, I honestly would give these a go. I like the way that these putt a lot. I just am really comfortable with where I'm at with my putting and I feel very confident with it, which helps me be able to bang them. Never mind. Oh no, don't eat that. No, no. Holy cow. Freaking just in time, just got the slobber. Oh, never mind, didn't just get the slobber. Got a tooth, it's all right. Just add some character. But the putting with these, what I was saying before I got so really interrupted, is it just feels very good. Yeah, that's nice. If I did want to get rid of my pures, I would definitely consider putting with these. I just like the amount of glide that my putters have because I feel like I can put a little bit less on them and control my spin slightly more. And I'd rather be a little spinnier than harder. But on hole number 3. Alrighty, hole number 3 is gonna be tough for us. It's the hole 6 here because it's straight across there, par 4, about 550 it says. I think we're gonna have to put something out on turn to try to get enough distance, but also keep it kind of close-ish to the lake. But we don't want to drop anything in the lake because right now, as it stands, one of these is being given away. And to be honest, I'll probably give away the Huck Lab stamp one because I know a lot of people like Huck Lab stamp stuff. But to be honest, I don't quite get the hype. It's just a stamp that looks like a shuriken. I don't get it. Okay, now that half of my viewers have left, hopefully I don't sink this shot. That was an all right shot, kind of funky with my timing because I hit a root as I was going through. This course is just a little bit longer than a putter only round. We're getting a good idea of those flights though, because honestly, I thought that was gonna be too low, that it would just burn it into the ground, but it really didn't. That kind of surprised me because I fought all the way back to flat, which honestly makes me think of this more as an overstable putter than just a stable putter because I put that relatively hard on a decent amount of anhyzer and it just kind of got back to flat. So honestly, one more of those shots, we might have a look for the birdie, but this is on a very sloped green. Holy cow, this looks far. I think it only looks far because I only have 2-speed putters in my hands. We got this though. And then a big putt. These are putting putters anyways, so if I leave myself a big putt and then drain it, that's just even better for the video, you know? Gotta give it the height. Look at how stable that is. I mean, I'm glad I'm trusting it, but that was a stupid branch. That thing is so stable. Holy cow. I'm gonna throw this white one too, because I thought I burned that over into the side, but that was flattening out. That was, honestly, if that branch wasn't there, it was gonna start stabling. This is definitely overstable. Much better height. Oh, still not left enough. That was gonna be a good shot though. But based on these holes, I'm thinking I would have needed to have gotten it on that first throw, because if these last two are like these ones, this is not gonna be great for me. All right, time to do something really cool. Bad. They're good putters, just if you actually freaking putt them. I feel like with those, I have to give them a little bit more oomph, which some people like. Some people need that to get to the basket, and as all you guys know, my opinion isn't the only one that freaking matters. It's just the loudest one on the channel because I'm the one making the videos. Don't take my word as law, just figure things out for yourself sometimes, but hopefully this give you a good standards. 2 holes left. I need a freaking, 3 holes left actually. Ooh, that's good. I need a birdie. Oh, thank you, course. All right, the most atrocious tee pad awards goes to this place. Holy cow, this is awful. I think I'm gonna have to tee off over on the side here. This is a little safer. We could try something I'm really bad at and really have to focus on, which is standstills, because this is more of an approach shot. It looks like it's probably only about 210 feet, 201 feet. Just switch the 0 and the 1 and I'm correct. Turn it and then have it come back and lay flat. So I'm gonna throw this on some anhyzer, straight down the gap. Make sure this is what I really struggle with. I'm aiming my hip correctly and then straight back, straight through. Oh my gosh. I should have probably just figured out some sort of run up, but that type of approach shot, the standstill, forehand and backhand, is like the main shot that I'm gonna be working on this offseason. I was rewatching Northwood's Black coverage and Paul McBeth threw a 410-foot standstill. And that'll light a fire under your butt to actually get to work. I mean, that's fine. All right, the course was giving me this hole just to get my birdie and get out, because 8 and 9 look a little longer. It's all right, we can still get one. We can still get one. I just have been squandering my 2 main opportunities today. I will say, if you really want to work on your touch and power, these are really good because they don't have a lot of extra glide. That'll help for your mistakes and like keep it in the air if you burn it over. Talk about throwing now. You just have to put it in the air and you have to get your nose angle right. Otherwise it's gonna hyzer out on you. So as long as I don't go over par, I'm definitely gonna be keeping one of these to like train those type of shots and play putter only rounds with probably this, because I don't know if it's something that'll make my bag, but it's definitely a good training tool for me to have to figure out speed control as well as spin control. Why does everything have to be training tools though? Why can't I just be good and perfect already? Okay, tantrum over. All right, so this is not boding well for me because this is hole 8, which has a really nice, beautiful skip shot fairway, 300 feet. You just take a nice skip shot, but there's no line for me to do that. So the line I have to hit here is an anhyzer through this gap or a forehand. If I put them on enough hyzer, they'll pop up the flat and then finish again. Oh my gosh. Focus on my form. Oh, baby. Get stable again. Oh, bad kick. Man, that's just, there's too much torque in that. I need to vet these courses, make sure I'm not doing giveaways. Give me some easy holes, because I can still figure these discs out on whatever holes I play, but I like feeling like I'm good at disc golf at least. Come on. Need the backhand throw in, or forehand throw in. I just think backhand's more reasonable. Oh, that was so good. I thought I did it for half that flight. Oh, that's why I shut up, because sometimes when I shut up, I think I'm doing something really good. No biggie. It's at least nice that I haven't missed a putt today so far, like in the round. Just shows you how bad I've been throwing the disc. All right, guys, I'm gonna cheat this last hole because this is the tee pad, but it's 355 feet away. I don't know if I've ever got a putter 355 feet because you've seen how well I'm throwing the disc today. We wanna get an accurate representation of things, and it's another anhyzer shot. They're all just little anhyzer flex shots. So if I give this the right height, get it through the gap, you guys are crooked, sorry about that. So our basket is just straight ahead of us, slightly to the right. Looks like we're still about 275 feet out. Obviously I wanna beat par, so I'm definitely doing this for that, but I think too, like, I don't wanna just rip over on something that I would never do in a round, and I'm never throwing, like honestly, these putters I'm probably never really throwing over 230 feet, or trying to, because I'd have to throw them too hard and a little less control. We'll still try it here, because like if I do a really good shot, I feel comfortable, probably up to about 290, but just through the gap, straight to anhyzer, give it enough height. There it is, Anthony. There it is, you can throw a disc. Proud of you, buddy. Here, I'll use get 2 to make sure, like, if it's under 250 feet and I get the birdie, we won't count it. Okay, I'm actually really glad that I actually arranged one of these because I feel like I've been going crazy with the distances that this is saying, because this UDisc is saying we're 305 feet from where I started it, which is slightly ahead, I believe, of where I was actually throwing. And so like my disc is like 360-ish. It said 370 when we were passing it. That makes so much sense. I was like, man, that is a great shot. And then it's 30 feet short, 40 feet short of the basket. No, you knew it out of my hand too. I early released that so bad. Huck like stamp is given away. I'm keeping this marble though. Dang it, Anthony. Luckily, it's the same result that would have happened if I played from the long tee, honestly, but are you joking? Wow, look at that. You remember how to freaking putt. But this disc is sick, so go ahead and check out the Instagram for the giveaway details. I think I was pretty accurate with my first assessment. I don't think that the soft blend makes a big difference in how these throw. The premiums, I think, are the best throwing marbles, for sure. These honestly probably fly more similar to the premiums than the bases. They're slightly more stable. I would have to say for putting, though, bag it. Like, they feel like really good putters. They feel like they hit the chains very well. If you want to check out what I have to say about their fairway driver, it's one of my favorite discs that I've reviewed this year, and it's straight in my bag. Check it out right up here. Point you guys at basket for 7. If I make it, then no giveaways, because I'm petty.